it's time to get back to the dancing. Saturday night is rumba or quick step for the girls, and here to put the girls' techniques under the spotlight, a judge, Craig Revel Horwood, and the brilliant Anton.
I'm not brilliant.
Yeah, you're both
brilliant. You're
brilliant.
Not judge.
First up, the rumba. I know everybody loves it. I find it slightly embarrassing. It's like watching people, I don't know, go on a first date. But what are you guys looking for?
Well, certainly a lovely story, some gorgeous hip action.
Yeah.
Also, that push and pull.
That no.
That yes. No. Yes. That sort of scenario.
All of that. I love a bit of that.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Can we get the first kiss on the first date? I want to know that.
Don't we all? Thank you. Quick step, though, Anton. What do you need, other than it obviously being quick?
Quick is good. And
Yeah.
steps. Light.
Yeah.
Bright. Got to cover the floor. Tricky in some places. Long and flowing in others.
OK,
That's quite
fine.
interesting.
Let's have a look at our first clip. This is their very latest training. First up, Christine and Matthew. Talk me through this, Mr.
Yeah, I
Craig.
like this. Well, this sort of demonstrates, you know, exactly what the quick step is about. It's energetic, lively, fun. They start in with nice travelling runs and hops there. In general, I think Christine and Matt need to work just on their connection. You can see a lot of gapping going on there. And, you know, she does a nice series of scatter chassés. See, I don't know what that bottom thing is. What was that?
I was enjoying myself a bit too much.
I don't know whether you can enlighten me on
Well,
that. Is there
I-
something
well,
new that I'm missing out on,
Yeah,
Anton?
it's a
Anton,
sort
what
of
did
who
you-
can blame you sort of step.
What
really.
did you think of that training?
Well, quite good, actually. There's a step that they do here called a contra check. Now, this is a very difficult step to do, actually. Now, the key to this step is that the lady's heel is kept off the floor. Her back heel is kept off the floor. As you can see, the man's heel is off the floor as well. That gives that stabilises the centre. What you do is you press from the back foot up to the hips, and you have a very close and firm connection through the hips. That stabilises the whole step and allows you to be freer in the top to shape it as you will. As long as Christine can keep that nice and strong through her centre, then the step will be that step will come off, and it will be a lovely variation to use, but very difficult. I mean, I admire
Yeah,
them
because
for trying
when it does go wrong, both couples
Just
tend to
collapses.
topple over.
OK.
It's just a big old
domino
collapse,
the problem.
situation.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's
But
have a
they
look.
look good. I thought they looked good.
OK, good. I'm very pleased. I like the two of you here.
Well,
This
well,
is
well,
doing
that's a
well.
chance.
It's like
Yeah,
it's a good three-way. Next up, let's have a look at Sherry and James doing their rumba. I mean, I've watched a bit of this. I think it looks great because she looks really into the role. Look at that.
Yes, I'm inclined to agree with you. She is using
All right,
every inch of her body to demonstrate the story. Every inch, you know, she's very sensitive, I think, to all of James's leads, which is good. I'm loving her hip action, actually. Very sensitive.
She's really plugged into James, actually, as a dancer. She's picked up his style and his way of movement, and she matches his arms very well. That's something that she's done sort of unconsciously.
Right.
It's just something by spending a lot of time with him and being with him, she's picked up into the way he dances and moves. That's really, really good.
Isn't also that one of the keys, just to sort of almost
Well,
give
that's,
yourself...
yeah, it is, but
And
it's
it's about
incredibly
control
difficult.
as well.
She does another thing here. What she does, she's got good legs, and she's got a lovely foot action. You can see she's got lovely straight legs. She's bending her free leg.
Although
the one
I
she's
would
about
have
to
just
use.
knocked my knee a little bit
Well,
further in, probably earlier.
She does it as she starts to move. The kicks the knee.
But look at those hands, the
wonderful,
arms
wonderful.
are
Now she
gorgeous.
steps off here, toe lower, toe lower, toe lower. Lovely straight legs in a back basic position, and do a back basic from there. Very, very good technique.
Okay.
And great from someone who's not done a Latin dance yet. She's
Okay.
only done the foxtrot.
Yeah, and the rumba we know is incredibly hard. Let's have a look at Heather and Brian's quick step, if you don't mind. They're on the show tomorrow. How does this look to you, Craig?
It's looking good. Heather has got a great top line going on there, and she's using her head very well and arms very well at this point. Her footwork, however, for me, is just a little bit untidy in places. She's very light-footed, though, and that's exactly that's what's actually very difficult to achieve. Her
It
posture...
doesn't look very quick. Can I just throw that in?
Yes, not at this point,
Okay, fine.
but later on it gets a little faster.
Yeah.
I mean, the footwork gets faster, but she's just losing a lot of her top line there, I think, because she's concentrating on the footwork.
OK. I know, Anton, what do you want to pick
Yeah,
up?
it's not too bad. Talking about footwork there, I mean, she does a couple of things here where she goes forward on a toe, really, when she should be going on the heel. She does that quite a lot through the routine. I know it's early in the week. She's got a bit of...
Gapping.
You highlighted gapping here, really, but this... I don't mind. It's early in the week when you're learning the routine. It's good to give your partner some space to do the steps in, really. You get too close, you can put them off a little bit. But what is really good here is that she's doing a back lock. She does a couple of back, but they're skipping locks. And she comes off the floor beautifully, nice and high, and she'll cover the floor
like Bambi.
really well. Like Bambi, only slightly different.
Okay.
But she clears the floor well, and that's really good, because that'll make it bright, it'll make it light, and she'll have a lovely quick step.
Toppled along the floor.
Well, it's going to cover the ground well, because it's going to have that light sort of energy, which is really important.
OK, let's have a look at Lisa and Brendan's rumba. I thought that they were going to get higher marks the first time they came out. Oh, that
So
looks
did I,
lovely,
but
Craig.
she wasn't committing to the dance last time, I didn't believe. This time, Brendan is working on that beautiful développé there, loving that, loving her straight legs and hip. I think it's going to be a gorgeous routine. Lovely long lines. She's really committing emotionally to this story, and I think that's what Brendan is working on.
I think it looks...
Yeah, is enormously important. Without that wonderful timing, the back bends, the stretches, all this sort of, the turns, the spins, it will be a car crash.
I think
if
it looks
they
brilliant.
continue
I have
like
to
that,
say,
it'll be beautiful.
I loved his and Kelly's rumba. I thought it was so beautiful. I
Yeah,
still
Brendan
remember.
does that style of rumba well. That's very much his thing, and it looks like Lisa's going to do it well.
Okay.
I like the look of it.
Let's have a look at Jessie and
I know what
Darren's
Len's
quick
gonna say.
step, if that's all right. Let's have a look. I love that opening. Come
Yeah,
on.
I think the opening is very good. I mean, she is using her hands and her arms expressively. They're not particularly my favourite way of expressing one's hands and arms, but
you
it's
and
good.
your hands
Nice
are-
set
yeah.
of kicks here.
Yeah.
She could point her foot a little bit more on that. It just starts driving into the ground for me a little bit now. It gets very sort of laden, a little bit heavy. Obviously, a massive gap between them. That can be fixed. I know she's only just learning it. The whole top line is becoming a little bit more and more disastrous as we continue, as you can see. No, it's just a bit... No, she's not
harsh
maintaining...
for early in the week.
I know it's a little bit harsh, and I know they've just only learnt it, so... You know, there is some promise, is what I'm saying.
OK,
The-
Anton, what did you
well,
think?
the-
That
it-
sounded like quite a bad review.
What Jessie's got to try and do here is what she's done, a little bit same as Heather, actually, is the heel leads on the slow. I mean, same as Heather. She's not done any ballroom. She's done the salsa and all the Latin group dances stuff. So there's her first taste of ballroom. She will get this, but on the slows, as in the waltz on the one, you've got to go for on a heel lead. What that'll allow her to do is pick her body up as well. She'll drive through on the slow, on a heel lead, her weight will roll through her foot, and her body can then stay long. If you go forward on a toe, as she's doing there with Heather, it puts a brake and everything shunts forward like this, and she'll lose her posture. But that's easily fixed, and I think you'll see by Friday, Saturday, she'll have got that. I know Darren will work on that, and he'll improve that. And Saturday, I look forward to a wonderful, long body and fabulous flowing performance.
Boys, you are marvellous. Unfortunately, we don't have any more time to talk about Rachel and Jodie, but I know you've seen the clip, so very quickly, what did you think of Jodie?
Jodie and Ian look fantastic.
Yeah.
Really
Wonderful
suits it,
legs
doesn't it?
and feet. From
Absolutely.
Okay.
Jodie.
And Rachel and Vincent, similarly. I think the opening's just a bit long for me at the moment. I'd like to get them into hold a little bit faster.
Okay.
But they can be light and as bright as can be, because
Yeah.
they're,
She's like a little
they're
button,
not
isn't she,
like
Dom?
Jodie, let's say that much.
Okay.
Much sort of half the size.
Yeah, but they're little.
You can stand them on top of each other.
Enough. Guys, thank you so much for coming in. Craig and Anton! Now, Jodie and Ian have only danced once, but they already feel like they've come a very long way since they first met. Thank you.